Yes, hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
So there's only 3 of us.
I know there's a couple others who said they're joining, so it's only 6:57. So just give
Okay.
people a few minutes, okay?
Oh, of course, of course. I understand. Well, it's wonderful to see these beautiful faces, beautiful energy. This is following on our full moon meditations that we have been doing. This will be the 4th one. And if we stay faithful to this, we can continue on every full moon. I'm hoping that everyone saw what Susan sent along in the email about cancer. If you did see it, great. You're okay, cool. And if you didn't see it, look at it after this. It speaks to synchronicity because I hadn't spoken to Susan whatsoever about what I was going to speak to tonight. And she hadn't mentioned anything to me about doing a little dissertation on cancer and the full moon. And quite surprisingly or not surprisingly, it speaks to what I was going to speak to, which is the essence of the divine within us, our soul, our connection to that, which is really yoga, union with the soul. That was essentially my theme that I had chosen, not even seeing what Susan had picked as a definition of cancer, or the definition of the energy of cancer that we're entering into. And I'm so taken presently with the Hindu Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and Vedas and all of the teachings of the Hindus and the Swamis, the Vivekanandas and the Swami Om, all the Swamis that I've been reading about and I keep speaking about because I'm quite amazed at how insightful the teachings are and how connected they are to everything that we all experience with Willaroo and how they interconnect and how they interweave and all these things. One of the essence of the thoughts, let's just put it that way, one of the essential thoughts imparted is that everything comes in a trinity, everything's a triplicity, always a triplicity. And it was expressed as follows: humanity is our uniting religion. Breath is our uniting prayer. And consciousness is our uniting God. So within the concept of humanity, breath, and consciousness, we have that triplicity expressed, which the masters say you'll find within your heart. And the masters say that within your heart, you're going to find this triplicity. And that triplicity is existence, consciousness, and bliss. So the expression of the divine within your heart is existence, consciousness, and bliss. The masters say that we live in the world of cause and effect, which is karma, and that if we reflect deeply on it, the cause of our bondage and freedom, or our bondage and lack of freedom, the cause is ignorance. And the effect is attachment, aversion, egoism, and clinging to life. So those 4, in essence, are the effect of ignorance. And that the way that we can achieve out of the labyrinth that we create all the time with our own karma is to begin to recognize there are three halls on the Mother Earth. There's the hall of ignorance, there's the hall of knowledge, and there's the hall of wisdom. And we will be there, and we will be there, and we will be there. And the cause and effect, the karma, this brings us into where we will be. So that in the hall of ignorance, I have to come to the realization that there's a doorway out. And that doorway out brings me to the hall of knowledge. So how do I do that? I must become a seeker. So that when I become that seeker, Swami say, ask yourself the question, who am I? And when you do the search, you'll come to the realization that your existence, consciousness, and bliss. But as prodigal sons and daughters, we walk away from that and we get engaged in the material world. So back to ignorance equaling attachment, aversion, egoism, then clinging to life. So attachment, that's a real big one, because that's the one where we identify and we crystallize and we concretize, where we get attached to things and stuff and people and personalities and all that stuff. And most importantly, we get attached to our own desires, our own emotions, and our own deal, let's just put it that way. And in that attachment is the hindrance. Aversion's an interesting word, because aversion is essentially, the meaning of aversion is to be sort of something that you're taken aback by, something that you want to ignore, something that you do not wish to engage with. So it's the running away. That's really what aversion is. It's the running away. And in the end, it's the running away from self. Egoism are the teachings of Willaroo, the 7 cardinal sins: lust, anger, greed, laziness, pride, and I missed one. Gluttony. That's it. So the point being that those 7 egos, as Willaroo has taught us over and over again, and are what we must come to recognize within ourselves and must begin to eliminate. And clinging to life is quite an amazing one when you think about it. Because in essence, you live in infinity. You have really never been born, and you've really never died. You're always the essence of the divine. That essence which resides within your heart, which is existence, consciousness, and bliss, is always who you are. The Swamis say, if you want to answer the question, who am I? Well, when you go inside, you will come to find there is an I, but that's not you. It's existence, consciousness, and bliss. So I is who you are. The masters say it would be good to come to realize that you are the blessed one inside. That it would be good for you to recognize that you are connected to the omniscient one, that you are connected to the blessed one, that you are the blessed one. And in that you overcome duality. In that thought you overcome duality, because you recognize that you are existence, consciousness, and bliss. In the teachings of the Hindu, they say that in relation to the external world, that the mind perceives and presents, that the ego arrogates, and that the intelligence discriminates, describes, and acts. So just think about that for a second, right? The mind perceives and presents. The ego arrogates, and there is a word for you. So arrogate means take or claim something without justification. So think about that in relation to the ego and how that connects to this idea that when the egos are in control, they are arrogating. They are taking without justification. So I'm the one who built that. I built that with my personality. I built those egos. I am responsible for their creation. Or maybe I'm not responsible for their creation. Maybe they were put into me just by virtue of our evolution and involution, but we'll leave that for another day. Point is, I have to deal with them. And I have to eliminate them in order to be within the ability to get out of ignorance and therefore change my karma, right? Because I'm dealing off egoism. I came upon this beautiful, like I guess I could call it a beautiful, it's not a poem, and it's koan maybe, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have a definition. It's beautiful, and it's like this. Yoga is the practice of absorption of soul into spirit, whereby sorrow and desire, creating karma, dissolve. Consequently, freeing one's soul bound to the cycle of birth and death, giving it the final liberation, nirvana. So the whole import and intent of what we're speaking about here tonight and what we want to concentrate on is this essence of the flame and the fire that's in the heart. And that I've named it in the sense of naming it existence, consciousness, and bliss. The Hindu name is Sat Chit Ananda. And that resides within everyone's heart. It's in existence in everyone's heart. And the integration of that knowing that this is who am I? Thou art that is the answer. That's the answer. And so the concentration in the energy, especially the energy that we're in presently, with chaos all around us, with actually unfolding what I think we all of us knew was going to occur at some moment in time. We just didn't know what it was going to look like. But it's in front of us. The transitions and the changes are rapid, and I'm not sure people can keep up. Siberia is 100 degrees Fahrenheit, all last week. And that's not something that they consider to be possible. So the energy of being able to synthesize the energies coming in and the forces that are playing upon us is to understand that it's all divine. There's a divine plan. There's a divine plan for absolutely everything. And there's absolutely no need for any kind of anxiety or fear or worry in relation to the unfolding of events, because it's within a divine plan. And the engineer of that divine plan resides within your heart. It's in everyone's heart. It's everywhere. It's in the trees. It's everywhere. And so in the face of that, there is nothing to fear, because you will always be attracted to that within you, not to what's outside of you, not to the external nature of your being, because the external nature of your being is Maya, illusion, and glamour. That's what exists outside of you. But what exists inside of you exists in the cosmos everywhere. It's the same energy. And the Hindus call it Sat Chit Ananda. And they're onto something. And this is the essence of your guide. It's your guidance. It will allow you to know exactly what to do when you need to make those decisions. That guidance, not the logical mind, not the one that perceives and presents, not that mind, not the one that arrogates, but the one that discriminates, decides, and acts. That's the intelligence, which is, again, the essence of existence, consciousness, and bliss. So in this meditation this evening, with these thoughts in mind, I think actually it came to me that it was really important that I sum this up, this little teaching, this little talk, on the rules of harmlessness, because everything that an individual is to undertake in relation to their own growth, in relation to their own ability to enrich that love that's in the heart, is to come to the understanding of harmlessness. And the masters say there's 3 rules in relation to harmlessness, that if we practice those 3 rules, then we will change our behavior in relation to ourselves and in relation to others. So I'm going to read you the 3 rules of harmlessness, and then I'm going to describe the meditation that we will have for 15 minutes. Rule 1, enter thy brother's heart and see his woe, then speak. Let the words spoken convey to him the potent force he needs to loose his chains, yet loose them not thyself. Thine is the work to speak with understanding. The force received by him will aid him in his work. Rule 2, enter thy brother's mind and read his thoughts, but only when thy thoughts are pure. Then think. Let the thoughts then created enter thy brother's mind and blend with his. Yet keep detached thyself, for none have the right to sway a brother's mind. The only right there is will make him say, he loves, he standeth by, he knows, he thinks with me, and I am strong to do the right. Learn thus to speak, learn thus to think. Rule 3, blend with thy brother's soul and know him as he is. Only upon the plane of the soul can this be done. Elsewhere, the blending feeds the fuel of his lower life. Then focus on the plan. Thus will he see the part that he and you and all men play. Thus will he enter into life and know the work accomplished. These 3 energies of speech, of thought, and of purpose, when wielded with understanding by the Chela and blended with the awakening forces of his brother, whom he seeks to aid, are the 3 energies with which all adepts work. So, as last full moon, the meditation that we're going to do is in your heart, in that temple in your heart, where existence, consciousness, and bliss resides, in that place where the spiritual energy and the being who you are live. And Om Mani Padme Im, you can use as a mantra during your meditation. Om Mani Padme Im. And we will start the meditation. I will do 3 ohms, and then we will meditate for 15 minutes, and I will bring us back with 3 ohms. And when meditation is over, I'll say the great invocation, and then we'll have some time to chat. Okay, everyone? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I felt everyone's energy there. Wow, that was awesome. So, anybody got nothing to say? Michael.
No, not really. Just thank you. That was good. That was really good.
All right. Guy.
From where did you get the three rules or laws in which the masters, the adepts operate?
Harmlessness?
Harmlessness?
Yes, that's Alice Bailey. Yeah, pretty well everything I have is Alice Bailey.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all in the Treatise on White Magic by Alice Bailey.
All of it can be found on the Lucis Trust website.
Yes, I'm aware. Thank you.
So I can send a link in the chat if need be here.
I have.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
It's got all of that info on there. So if Dad's saying it's a treatise on white magic or cosmic fire?
Treatise on White Magic.
Yeah, so it'll have all the dissertations on there, and also it specifies information for the full moon. So in the chat, everybody, just send. Oops.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay, so the next full moon, I think it's around this time, 7th or 8th. But we'll send out a message before.
The next full moon, honey, is on August the 3rd. It's the Leo full moon.
August the 3rd.
August the 3rd is the Leo full moon at around 11:58 a.m. Eastern.
It's going to be August already.
Yeah, August 3rd, September 2nd, October 1st, October 31st, 2 full moons in October.
That's fast, man.
That's a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, that's October.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're planning on doing that one thing you only do once in a blue moon, October.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.